Am I doing this time?
week? Yep.
I'm doing it this time?
It's you. It's all you, baby.
Welcome to the Split Screen Gaming Podcast, the occasional weekly podcast where three lifelong friends correspond about video games from the comfort of each other's homes. I'm Holden DePardo.
I'm Chad Michael Linus.
And we have a fun episode today. I think it's going to be fun.
We sound like an NPR podcast this week.
We do. We do. It's very legitimate this time. We postponed for one day because we wanted to watch the Nintendo Direct that came out yesterday, which they just surprised us with and basically said, hey guys, tomorrow we're doing an event. And it was twice as long as their E3 event.
Man, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. Like roughly twice as long. It was significantly longer. So we're going to talk about that.
That's going to be our big topic today.
Our big topic today. I think there were some pretty...
We're talking about Nintendo. We'll talk about, when we get there, I'll tell you the most important Nintendo announcement ever.
I think we're going to agree on what was the most important Nintendo announcement ever.
We'll see.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Yours is probably Zelda Amiibo related.
I mean, that wasn't yours.
Shut up.
No, that was actually the biggest disappointment of the event, if anything.
Hey, shut up. We're not going to talk about it yet. We're not going to talk about it yet.
No, we're not going to talk about it yet, because I want to know what your favorite game is, Chad. Or what have you been playing this week? What's your favorite game?
What's your favorite game?
What have you been playing this week that has been your favorite game you've played this week? We'll phrase it that way, because I just messed up
No, I'm not going to answer that question. I'm instead going to be telling you what I played while between shows. I was on a plane a lot over this week. I went home to visit my family. Didn't have access to my PS4, so I had that trusty, dusty Switch. Dusty is the word because I haven't played it since Mario Kart.
We've been playing a lot of Rabbids lately, which I feel like is the game you're going to be talking about right now.
I just played more Rabbids.
Did you beat it?
No, I got to the end of World 3.
Okay, so we're actually at the same part now, because I haven't played it at all this week.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll play it again. I mean, yes, I do like it. I enjoy it. But I also played Destiny this week.
Tell me about Destiny, Chad. I feel like that's what you played the most of.
I have about 5 hours right now in Destiny. So, obviously, yes, I played Switch a lot more than I played Destiny, just because I finally got home on Tuesday, and I was like, all right, ready to play, and then the servers were offline for maintenance. And I was like, well, fuck. So, I've only played about 5 hours total, but yeah, it's all the best parts of Destiny so far. That's enough to kind of form a decent opinion, like a decent first impression. Oh, not at all with Destiny, because everything's in the end game.
Oh, that's right. You have to get to level 20 before you see any of the really cool stuff. So that's still the case with this one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I am enjoying it a lot. That's all I can say. I got sucked back in. I'm thinking about it while I'm at work. I'm thinking about it.
But what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about like how good the mechanics are? Or are you really into the story?
Great. Can't wait to go find better armor. Can't wait to explore these planets.
The mechanics was the only part of the first game that I really enjoyed. The lore was lackluster. Is that much better this time around?
I don't feel like I can say this far in.
Okay. I mean, there's got to be some semblance of a story.
I'm enjoying it a lot.
There's more story you can tell already, I'm assuming. Or you don't feel
I don't feel comfortable answering that question.
Wow, there's no embargo, You can say, like, thus far, from the first 5 hours of Destiny 1 versus the first 5 hours of Destiny 2.
I'm not going to judge Destiny's story based on 2 story missions that I played.
I'm not saying judge the story, but, like, in terms of, like, how it's presented. Like, does it feel like the story's a bigger part of the missions you were playing as opposed to, like...
I don't appreciate your leading questions, Holden. I feel like you're trying to get me to an answer that I'm not going to oblige.
All right.
Not because I don't believe in your answer, but I'm telling you, I'm having a fucking fun time with it, and it's great.
It's your answer.
I'll talk more about it after I've had some more exposure with it, but yeah, liking it a lot. If you guys want to join up in a clan, or whatever the fuck people call them nowadays...
Well,
I will be at very odd random hours, and it won't be regular. So, if you want that on your team, let me know.
Lack of consistency is very important in Destiny.
Definitely. I'm going to do my first raid, though. I never played a raid. Michael Washington told me he's going to...
Because I didn't really have any friends who played Destiny at the time. Because I was on the PlayStation. And no one has a PlayStation 4. Everyone goes to Xbox One. It's just a thing.
You're true. Hey, what the fuck did you play this weekend, you baby bird?
A tiny little bit of the Octopath Traveler's demo.
Oh, I wanted to download that, but then I played Destiny instead.
I didn't play enough of it to feel comfortable talking about it.
Good, glad you brought it up.
But I did play it, and it looks absolutely gorgeous on the Switch screen.
That's really all I'm going off of, is it looks fucking
so
cool.
I think the funniest thing, so as you guys know, I'm on Reddit a lot, and someone posted on Reddit, hey, So Octopath Traveler is just a code name for right now. It's being made by Square Enix. Do you guys think this is Final Fantasy 16? And literally every comment was like, nope, no way. No, it's not going to happen.
Nope.
But
No,
it is a
'cause
Switch
they-
exclusive.
If it was Final Fantasy 16, they would have announced it 7 years ago. So
And it would have been announced as Final Fantasy 13.3.3. Lightning is
yep.
still coming at you or something like that.
shut up.
And then they would have changed it. Actually, guys, we decided to make that vast 3D world into a 2D sprite game exclusively on the Switch.
Oh man, Sprite, that shit's legit. Do you remember the 7-Up game on NES with Cool Spot?
There was a 7-Up game.
Oh yeah, there were a couple 7-Up games. One of them was a platformer.
Like you're talking about like 7-Up, the soda,
Yep.
right? So
Oh yeah, back then there were games with all sorts of advertisements based around them.
my favorite advertisement-based video game were the Burger King Xbox 360 games.
Sneak King, man.
Sneak King, that was just one of
Yep.
them. That was apparently
Yep.
the only decent one. They were all pretty terrible for my
That's the only one I
understanding.
got.
I never got any of them because I didn't have a 360 at the time.
They
But-
actually trade in at GameStop for like a few dollars.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Who was it? I traded in Halo 3 recently because my 360 broke and there was no
Yep.
reason for me to have it.
Yep.
Traded in for a whopping 50 cents. The fact that the Burger King game
Yeah.
does better than that is pretty surprising.
Sneak King was legit. Too
Sneak
legit
King.
to quit. There was also this like the King Kart Racer or something like that too.
Yeah. I'm sure it's just as good as a Mario Kart.
Definitely
just as
you
good,
could have
yeah.
3 items in this one, so
Oh,
I'm making that up.
That means it's 33% better than Mario Kart, or 50% better than Mario Kart in the past.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah. No, there was Double Dash had 2 items.
Double Dash.
For the
got
time,
a
that would've been a
rash from the
comparable Mario Kart
diaper.
game.
Is that all you played? Was that half of a second of Octopath
Yeah, I really
Traveler?
haven't had time. Well, I've been in school. I've had homework and stuff to do.
Oh my
and-
god, but you're going into an electronic field, which means that playing games, that counts as homework.
That's true. It's absolutely counts as homework.
Oh my god.
Well, it sounds like we've both not played that much this week, so
I told you I've played about 5 hours of Destiny.
that's not a lot. Still not a lot of games.
And I played a lot of Rabbids, but my opinion is the same as before. I'm enjoying it.
Well, this has been a great discussion.
Like
about
it a lot.
Rabbids. Every conversation about Rabbids we have is, yeah, it's really good. I'm really
It is.
enjoying
It is. It's really good.
Well, then, I'd say
End of
let's jump
story.
into... Yeah, end of story. Let's jump into some news then.
Yeah. News. I thought I had more news than I do.
I actually
few
have a lot of
newses.
stories. A lot of stories this week. I want to talk about what I think is the biggest news story of the week, for me at least, is that there are a few new versions of LA Noire coming out on November 14th.
That's the big news?
I think this is notable news.
Oh, that's not Nintendo news. That's not Nintendo Direct news.
Yeah, not Nintendo Direct news,
Okay.
yeah. Because we're going to save that towards the end.
Yeah,
What's basically happening is LA Noire is coming out for the HTC Vive. They're going to take 7 of the story missions, and they tailored them for virtual reality.
Yep.
They're also going to release remastered versions with all the DLC content on Xbox One and PS4.
Yep.
But the exciting one for me is that they're releasing LA Noire on the Nintendo Switch. It's not the remastered version, but it'll still have all the DLC content.
No one wants this game, Holden. Why is that exciting for you?
It's not so much that it is LA Noire itself. It is that Rockstar has decided to put a game on a Nintendo console. That is a big deal.
Yeah.
I think so. That's one of the biggest game
Has there ever been a
publishers.
Rockstar game on a Nintendo console?
Not
They
that
had
I
some,
can
they had
think
like
of.
Chinatown Wars on the 3DS.
Oh
or
yeah,
something
on the
like that,
2DS, on the not 2DS, the DS. That's right, the Chinatown Wars. How did Nintendo approve that? That was the only Grand Theft Auto game where you can legitimately have a black market for drugs and like you'd like go to one guy and say, "Hey, I have ecstasy,
Oh,
and it's lower than market value," and you take it, and be like, "Actually, I'm a snitch, I'm a cop," and then you're getting chased down to the cops, or you could actually get the drugs and then sell them to another dealer for more money, and there's like a legitimate black market for dealing drugs in that game.
There's
Baffling that was on a Nintendo system.
Manhunt 2 was on the Wii.
That might be worse.
Yep, that's definitely worse. So, yeah, I mean that's cool. I guess if you wanted to play Lelo, no one wanted to play it when it came out the first time. So,
But it's not
I hope
that
they
it's.
all want to play it now.
I mean, I'm probably gonna get it. Actually, it's a game that I never played that I'm kind of still interested in seeing what it's like.
Yep, and you
and
need
it's gonna be
things to play on the
$40.
Switch. So,
It'd be $40, so it's not gonna be huge.
I kind of wish the VR version was coming to more than just the Vive.
I wonder if that was like an exclusive like contract. So it's doing business. Xbox One world exclusive premiere.
Xbox One launch exclusive world plus Windows 10 exclusive timed.
So I thought that was significant news. LA Noire coming. Again, not because it's LA Noire specifically, but because it's a big studio like Rockstar has decided to back the Switch. It's kind of a sign that the Switch is doing really well, and there's more stories that we'll talk about in the Direct that I think points to that same as well.
Tease my little peasy.
Teasing.
I want to read a story. Shut up.
No, I want to read a story. I didn't read one yet.
I'm excited. You did. You read your LA Noire goddamn
that's
shit.
Not true. That's not true.
Oh, talk about tickling my nips. That was an imperative sentence. I want you to talk about tickling my nips while I talk about the NES Classic coming back next summer.
Yep.
Nintendo is finally making some good decisions, y'all, and they said, "Hey, listen, we fucked up. We're putting this back in. Y'all can get it again next summer." They said, Reggie Fils-Aimé said, "Hey, listen, y'all, don't pay more than $80 for a Super Nintendo. Please do not pay stupid prices on eBay for a Super Nintendo NES or a Super Nintendo Classic." Because they're going to ramp up production of that as well. They're going to continue to make those into 2018. I'm excited as fuck.
Yeah, that was big news as well. When the head of marketing comes out and says, "I guarantee there's going to be a lot more of them out there, so don't buy them on eBay."
Yeah.
He wouldn't say that unless he absolutely knew for certain there were going to be a ton of them, because that's the kind of thing that someone stupid would sue them for or something like that. It would be a ridiculous lawsuit, but I can totally see that happening.
I just think they're finally starting to see that people want them more than they thought. They said they were going to only make SNES Classics through the end of 2017, and then they were going to stop making them. But now they're seeing, there's a lot of demand for them. We fucked up. We'll order more.
I honestly think it should be an ongoing thing that they sell.
Yep.
I have no problem with that. I don't think that would hurt the market of Virtual Console that much. Because there's still games that you won't have on the SNES Classic. Or maybe they could change it up and say, hey, this version of the NES Classic is going to have these games on it. Then we'll stop selling it for a little while, bring it back, and it's going to have a different set of games on it. Like, just change it up or something like that, but people would still buy those things.
I would definitely still buy it. I'm worried that they are starting to test this as their... Like, that they are looking at this as a possible replacement for Virtual Console.
Do you think?
Switch just might never see Virtual Console. Because with this...
That would be a huge shame.
In conjunction with, like, saying, hey, these are coming out again, NES is coming out again, in conjunction with what we're starting to see with the arcade classics being remastered for Switch as well, I'm starting to think, They
have a new vision for Virtual Console.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you want to know what, though? I'm kind of okay with that. Because, like, I'm playing Super Metroid on my 3DS. I was playing Link to the Past on my 3DS. But that was always meant to be played on a SNES controller. Like, there's a... I don't know, like, just as a geek like me, also like a huge Nintendo fan like me, there's something special about playing it on the system it was intended to be played on, with the controllers, and it was designed to be played with.
I do kind of really love playing retro games on the go, though. That's one of the things I love most about my Vita, is that I could play so many PS1 classics or PSP games. Like, that's my preferred method, especially for RPGs and things like that.
Yeah.
It's a shame. That's just my speculation.
Well, we'll see. I mean, they haven't ever said Virtual Console is not coming. They have kept iterating that it is something that they know is important. So, we'll see. I think if we're going to hear about it, we're going to hear about it at some point next year. If we don't hear about it next year, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the case. I'm not convinced of that quite yet.
Read me a story holding Michael DePardo.
I got a story for you. So... I thought this was interesting. This was
I think it's stupid. I don't know what you're going to say, but I think it's stupid.
The developer of Mutant Mudds released a game called Chicken Wiggle.
Yeah, that sounds stupid.
And what's notable is that he basically said that the sales of the 3DS version were so shockingly low compared to other games that he had released on the 3DS before. And I just thought this was interesting because... Nintendo kind of keeps holding on to the idea that the 3DS is a handheld console and the Switch is not a handheld console.
Yeah.
But I don't think that consumers see it that way. They see the Switch as a handheld console that they can also dock into a television.
Yeah.
And so this could be a sign that, and it's one example, but it could be a sign that the real like Nintendo fans who buy like all the indie games coming out for that kind of stuff are now on Switch, and that is now their main platform, and they don't see a reason to go back to their 3DS to play some of those smaller games. Now, something like, Metroid Samus Returns, which I'll be playing tonight, very excited, will be enough of a draw for those people, but those indie games aren't. And so that's going to push them to go towards the Switch, which is obviously going to take some of the thunder away from the 3DS, and just going to kind of just push 3DS out of the way and to a one console Nintendo, which I am all for.
What a good Nintendo that'll be.
It's going to be so much better. So we'll get into some of the stuff into the Nintendo Direct conversation, but I have some thoughts on the 3DS portion of it.
Nice. I don't know why I put this in here. I don't know. Maybe it's good. I don't know. One of the things I hated about ARMS so much was the controls. And they're getting customizable controls in the next patch.
They are.
So
which was
cool.
one of the biggest
remap all the
about the game. I'm probably not going to because I liked the controls for it, but that is a big deal because it's so important in that game to kind of have to be one step ahead of your opponent, and I'm sure you're going to start seeing, here's the ultimate configuration for this character, here's the best configuration for this character, and you're going to see a lot more kind of meta competition happening in that sense.
Yeah. I'm surprised that's not a feature you see in more games. It's just the ability to remap any button to any other button.
Zelda got a lot of shit for it because people wanted to be able to switch the jump and the block button or something like that? I can't remember. But there was a complaint about that with Breath of the Wild. People want it.
How hard is that though? To be able to just switch the input button, I don't know.
Probably as hard as it is for Nintendo to make a decent online chat application.
Hey, it got better.
It got better, which is our new story right now. I'm going to share with you at the moment. So Nintendo's Switch Online app was updated with a feature that should have been there from the very beginning, that it now works when your phone's in sleep mode. So if you were I didn't realize this because I never really used it for voice chat, but if you were doing a voice chat prior to this update, you would have to make sure your screen was staying awake while playing a competitive game like Splatoon, which sounds terrible.
Also, if you get a text message, you can't respond to that text message or else you lose connection.
Which now you can respond to that text message.
Yep.
Which was probably more important than you talking to your friends playing Splatoon anyway.
That's when you make online functionality solely in an app on a smartphone.
That's a 101 feature.
How is that something that you overlook?
Yeah. It's pretty standard. And to be fair, it's a beta, but that should have been baked in from the very beginning.
Yeah. That's like saying, hey, y'all, we're going to make a brand new car, but we're going to, you're not going to be able to use tires on this one. Just going to roll on the rims. It's not going to be a good experience. We get it. But listen, it's in beta. There'll be tires eventually. Stupid.
We'll release a patch.
Stupid. Hey, I have something that might entice me to be... This is a very Switch-focused episode. I just looked at all my...
I'm looking at this. I have a lot of Switch stories.
So something I like a lot are trophies.
I knew you were going to talk about this one.
And there is a developer who make Lickspear, which is a game, I guess.
Heard of before.
Me neither. Apparently it's coming to Switch. Coming to Switch.
Which it means it'll probably be on Twitch at some point as well.
Yep, but he did an AMA, and the team behind it, blah, 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 team member Tom indicated that they were hoping to add rankings along the way, also dropping an intriguing nugget. The quote says, Nintendo doesn't have an official support for achievements and leaderboards like Sony or Microsoft, but we know that they're working on it. And then when somebody called him out on it, he said, oops, before he adds that he thinks Nintendo hinted at it a few times. So,
that's great news.
That would be... I don't think... I mean, for Nintendo, it's hard because everything's hard for Nintendo. But I don't think it's that hard of a feature because they already have... If you think about their first-party games, especially on iOS, their integration with My Nintendo, on Miitomo, you pet a cat 3 times or ask your friend what their favorite pizza is, and you unlock 10 platinum coins on your account. Or you check into the store every week and you get 10 platinum coins on your account. They already kind of have a small type of achievement system built in with My Nintendo. And I think they could really easily just kind of integrate that with the Switch as well.
I'm curious what it'll look like because it's going to have some weird Nintendo spin on it. Presumably something where when you go to look at your achievement, you then can't resume your game where you left off.
Yeah.
or something ridiculous like that, like the Splatoon chat app works.
But it's in beta, so...
But it's in beta, yeah. No, so in all seriousness, I think it'd be awesome because if you think about all, like, me and how I play Zelda, right?
Yep.
Like, I play Breath of the Wild saying, okay, like, here's a new challenge I really want to do in Breath of the Wild. You're going to totally roll your eyes at this. It's called the Survivalist, and it is that you cannot get health other than going to inns and recharging your health there, or, like, at the end of a shrine. You can't use any sort of, like, health boost. Like, being able to get an achievement at the end of that, saying, like, you did the game with that, like, no cooking or something like that, to me, that would be very, very cool. And I would want something like that. What I fear for is the achievements that are really lame, which is like 10,000 headshots and things like that. So I'm more curious to see what like Nintendo's kind of spin on it is going to be.
I just want you to stop playing that game.
To be fair, I played it recently and kind of thought, man, I should play something else. I'm finally at that point now.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
The first step is admitting you have a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. How was Metro Last Light?
I already beat it.
Oh, you beat it. Okay.
Yeah, I already beat it a while ago. We talked about it.
How's the rest of that backlog coming?
I haven't played any games lately, so...
Yeah, that's right. You picked up Zelda, though.
Shut up.
Oh, I only have one that's not direct related.
I have a few more stories. Let me do a few more, because I have quite a bit, actually.
Okay.
And I have one that is not. Two that are not.
Do you call him on the phone? You talk to
Three
the
that are not
dolphin?
Nintendo related. So, Nintendo Switch was the best-selling console of August 2017, which is out of the 6 months it's been out, 4 of those months it's been the #1 console. So
that makes sense with the increased production, like being able to find it more often.
It seems like the only reason it wasn't the #1 of those 2 months was because there just weren't any to be sold.
Yep.
So if they're there, people want to buy them really fast. So just more good signs that Nintendo Switch is a hit. And I think that's actually all that I have for Nintendo, actually, after just saying, I got so many Nintendo stories.
I got so many Nintendo stories. That's what you said.
I think you're going to be excited about this one, because I think this is a game, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you've played before, that you've enjoyed, but Okami HD has been confirmed and dated for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC, but not Switch, which is upsetting some people, and it's going to be available on December 12th. This is a game I've wanted to play for a while, and it's a remake I probably would look at getting. And it's going to be released for $20.
Yeah, we talked about this a couple weeks ago when it was rumored, and it would be a re-release of an HD re-release. Because it already was. It was a PS2 game. They got re-released on Wii, then got re-released in HD on PS3 and Xbox 360, and now it'd be a re-release of that. So yeah, I mean, if you haven't fucking played it yet, what the hell were you doing for the past decade?
I haven't played it yet, so I don't know.
If you want to play it and you haven't played it yet, what were you doing for the last decade? Because you had a chance on every console. Yeah, I guess.
I'm gonna play it. I want to play it. I mean, they're selling it for $20. I think they recognize that it's not going to be a huge release.
You know, it's not coming to Switch though, right?
It's not coming to Switch.
Yeah. So how are you gonna play it?
But I have a PlayStation 4, so I'll play it on there.
Yeah, but you own a PlayStation 4. You don't play a PlayStation 4.
That's actually a pretty valid statement right now.
If Okami is a mod in The Legend of Zelda Breath in the Wild, you will buy it and you will play it.
Absolutely, of course.
Yep.
So, random thing actually, I realize I don't have the story, but I read this somewhere, and I think this is very notable. The version of Skyrim that is coming to Switch is, in fact, the special edition.
Oh, it is?
It is. I was very surprised by that, to the point where I'm still skeptical. I'm just going to wait until it comes out.
And that has a date. Oh,
it does have a date,
we'll
but
talk about it
that's direct. Don't get ahead of yourself, Chad. Don't get ahead of yourself.
I just want to talk about the Nintendo Direct.
I have 2 more stories, and then I'm done with news. How many more news stories do you have?
One, and it's The Last of Us guy.
I had that one, too. So you want to share that one?
Sure.
Because my next story after that is a very good lead-in to the Nintendo Direct.
You guys, Bruce Straley. It's Straley, I've decided. Who is co-director for both The Last of Us and Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, has just announced his departure from Naughty Dog, according to IGN. In a post on Naughty Dog's official site, Straley wrote that, quote, "This has been the hardest decision of my career," end quote, and that he has no current announcement about what his next steps will be. However, he intends to, quote, continue the journey into his creative process. He has been at Naughty Dog since 1999. Worked first on
That's a long
Crash Team
time.
Racing, then Jack and Daxter, and then Uncharted, and then co-directed The Last of Us.
He started on probably Naughty Dog's best game, too. That's amazing.
Yeah. Crash Team Racing, man. So that's kind of sad, but he was taking a year off after The Last of Us and Uncharted 4. He said he was taking a year. I think there was something in here like he had mentioned last time. He was taking a year to kind of just take some time off, and then he announced that he was not coming back to direct Last of Us Part 2, and now this is just him saying, you know what, actually I think I'm going to take more than a year, and I'm going to go do something else. I don't know what yet, but... So good for him. Cheers. Made some great games.
It's always exciting
Sad to see him go.
when a developer is able to kind of break from a larger group and do something unique.
Yeah.
So I'm always excited to see what those people do, which is why I'm still excited about what Ken Levine's going to do and what Kojima's going to do, because these are guys who've kind of left and started to do their own thing.
Yeah.
So it can be exciting.
Cliffy
so I'm
B.
sure we'll look forward to seeing what he has to show off in 2020 or 2021 or something like that.
Yeah.
It'll be a while. But yeah, all good stuff. Last
Go,
story.
go, go,
which
go,
is
go,
gonna
go, 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 go.
This story basically is about the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah,
Last
it
week,
is.
Bethesda said that they have one more unannounced game due for release in 2017. And I think that was one of the games that was announced at the Nintendo Direct. So let's just start there.
One of the games? They have one unannounced games, but then they announced 2 more games for Switch.
They did. So let me share what I have to say, and then this will
Okay.
all make sense.
Share
They
up.
announced 2 games at the Nintendo Direct. So Bethesda has 2 games coming to the Switch, one this year, one next year.
Oh, that's right. That's
Chad. That's right, Chad.
That's right.
So the one that's coming out this year is going to be Doom. Coming to the Nintendo Switch, not the 90s Doom, last year's Doom, which is probably one of my favorite games in the PlayStation 4.
This is the second most important announcement to come from the Nintendo Direct, because it means that people are actually finding a way to make the Switch a legit gaming platform for modern day gamers.
We'll get to the other game in a second, but I think you're right, because Doom is... I expected some games from PS4 to come to the Switch, but like smaller ones like The Witness or something like that. But this is one of the best looking games. It's also a game that really I thought required the power of a PS4 to really run, because it's not just insanely gorgeous, it's buttery smooth throughout and never hiccups. Now, obviously they're going to make some compromises in how things look, and from what I've seen in pictures, it doesn't actually look super bad. It looks pretty comparable. They just kind of got rid of some textures and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but as long as it plays as smooth, that's an awesome game to come to the Switch.
Yeah. I mean, with that coming, they have Skyrim coming. There's a date on Skyrim, right? November 17th or something like that?
Yeah, November 17th, yeah.
They've got Skyrim. They've got... what else was coming from Bethesda?
Wolfenstein 2.
Wolfenstein
which is a
2.
game that hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah, the fact that that's releasing in 2018 on the Switch. Yeah. We've got the full version of... What was it? NBA 2K18?
Mm-hmm.
Like they were talking about, that's going to have parity. It's just going to run at a lower frame rate, paired with whatever the fuck we just read a story about 10 minutes ago, coming to Switch. Oh, LA Noire. Like,
yeah.
We're
LA Noire is definitely the
releasing
least
full
of those
versions
3
these games.
But you still have 2 major developers who are known for making high-class AAA games that want to release on Nintendo. So LA Noire is big because like it's a big game that came out a while ago, but these are recent, current games that are coming.
Yep. So for all those people like EA who's saying, oh yeah, the version of FIFA that's coming out on Switch, that's a different audience. They don't want the full game, so we're going to have a watered-down version for them. That's bullshit. But I think that they no longer have a platform to stand on when seeing that people can actually make these proper sacrifices and bringing full, good versions of these games to Switch.
I'm pulling up the full list of things that were announced, so we can kind of run off of that. But yeah, I mean, I think that EA had I honestly don't want to fault them too much because it's kind of how it's been for every Nintendo console before. And I honestly think it's more of the risk for Bethesda to say, we're doing this.
Yeah.
They don't know what's going to happen. I mean, these games are, again, they're not going to look as good. But if they play as well, I'm now going to wait to buy Wolfenstein until I can get it.
Well,
on the
you were going to wait
Switch.
to buy Wolfenstein because you have to play 43 games for your backlog, so.
I mean, that's just another reason.
Yep.
I can't find this full list of like everything that was announced at. Oh, here it is. Okay, I found it. So I think that was the biggest announcement at the Nintendo Direct.
Definitely, the second
Hands
biggest
down.
announcement.
But I want to run through kind of a little bit in order here of what some of these announcements were. Let's start with the 3DS stuff because that's, I think,
Yeah, because that's shitty and nobody cares anymore.
Pretty much,
Kirby!
Yeah. Kirby. Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit about that game.
I don't think I've ever played a Kirby game from beginning to end before, or like
Kirby
really started
Superstar
one.
is going to be in the SNES Classic. That's a good game to play. Kirby's Dream Course, also a fantastic game.
But like, I feel like they are really trying to pad the 3DS with stuff, just to have something there.
Yep,
Because I think it's quite apparent. Not even that. I think it's quite apparent that internally their focus is totally on Switch.
Yep.
But externally
Yep.
they have to show they still care about the 3DS. So that's where you're going to see things like the Mario Party Top 100 for 3DS coming out, or to say, hey, we took the top 100 games or mini games from Mario Party games in the past and put them together. You liked them then, you're probably going to like them now. So here you go.
Yeah.
So you have that. They have a remake that they talked about of the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Which,
good.
to be fair, actually, it's a game I have wanted to play. It's one of those games I was kind of jealous I didn't get a chance to play when I was younger.
It's on your backlog?
It's on my backlog. It's backlog of games I haven't bought yet that will then be added to my backlog at some point.
Nice.
And then I think the other thing they talked about, minus some more details on Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which just looks like Pokemon Sun and Moon.
But Ultra.
But Ultra, exactly. I don't know what makes it
You know what a
Ultra
dire
quite
wolf
yet.
is, right? It's a wolf, but dire.
There's a Pokemon-themed new Nintendo DS, 2DS XL.
Yeah.
It looks like a little Pokeball. It's cool looking. But let's be honest, none of this stuff really matters because the last half of it they talked about the Nintendo Switch.
Swatch watch.
Starting with Zelda really quick. Oh, sorry, they also announced Minecraft for the new Nintendo 3DS.
Out now.
It is out now, yeah.
Out immediately.
And no one cares because they already have it on every other console.
Yep.
If you wanted Minecraft, you have it where you want it.
Yep.
So they talked about Zelda Breath of the Wild amiibos, but not the actual DLC coming this year.
Yep.
That makes me a little concerned that maybe we aren't going to see that DLC this year.
Oh, you won't.
I think it's going to get delayed until early next year.
Or they're just going to reveal that the DLC is the masks that you get with the amiibos.
That would no. They said there's a new level. There's a new dungeon, so that's not going to be the case. But that would be
Yeah,
really
but they said
shitty.
dungeon before they even knew that dungeons weren't a part of the game.
That's true. So they probably were lying to us the whole time.
Yep.
So that was kind of the only disappointing thing, but I liked the rest of the announcements. We talked about Doom and the whatchamacallit, Wolfenstein 2 coming out already.
Xenoblade has a date, December 1st.
Which looks great. I'm very excited for that. We did see a lot more of that game, too. We got to see more of the story. One thing I thought was kind of cool is that every location in the game is a different flying creature in this world, like amongst the clouds. Like
Creature.
And they communicate. I guess one of them is kind of like an airship almost, in the sense like you travel around on it, but you talk to it, have conversations with it. It looks like a pretty beefy game for a Switch game. Like it seems like there's going to be a lot there. I wonder if this is going to be one of those games that's going to require a memory card because it seems huge.
It was the first game that required a new Nintendo 3DS.
Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles.
So I'm sure that it's going to require something a little extra.
We will see. Or does Xenoblade?
Do you know what that slogan's from?
What? The beefy?
Beefy.
I'm going to guess some sort of fast food restaurant.
Oh no, it's Chef Boyardee.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't watch TV as a kid. Sorry.
Oh
I'm lame.
my god.
I'm
you
so
fucking
lame.
loser.
Going back to Kirby again, speaking of losers.
New Kirby Switch game.
It has a name now, and the name is
Kirby Super Bowl.
No, it's
Super
Kirby
something
Star Allies.
Star
Allies. It's coming
I was
early
thinking
2018.
I was thinking, oh, that's similar to the name Superstar, like the Super Nintendo good game, but it's Star that I got, not the Super. And then this game, I mean,
it looks
like a game that's a Kirby game now. I mean, you can join up with up to 4 friends, and you guys can have multiple powers, depending on who you suck up.
Yeah.
So no one's going to play that. What's next, Holden? Tell me something else they got announced.
They have the release date for Skyrim, which was already talked about. So that's coming out November 17th, like you said. And then after that, they talked a lot about Super Mario Odyssey.
Yes,
and they showed off quite a bit more. And everything I hear about that game, I just love and adore.
Here is the most important announcement to come from Nintendo during this Direct.
Photo mode?
Not photo mode.
That looks so much fun.
No. The most important announcement is those fucking red Joy-Cons.
Yes,
and
that's
you best bet I am going to get those solid red Joy-Cons when they become available separately.
I thought this was going to be part of the Mario Odyssey Switch bundle.
Yes, right now they come in a bundle that has the red Joy-Cons. But you can't get them separately. I assume you'll be able to get them separately eventually. Just eventually, like the Splatoon ones you can now get separately.
Okay.
So, yeah, I assume eventually you'll be able to get them separately, and I'm going to do it. It also comes with a pretty cool little Mario case. But those fucking red Joy-Cons all over my pussy. I'm excited. I've been waiting for some kind of good-ass Joy-Con.
It's exciting to me, too, because they're red. They're not neon. It is red. Which gives me hope that we will see the Game Boy Advance GameCube purple come into Joy-Con. That'd be the one I get most excited about. But back to Mario. I got super giddy at a particular moment in this.
Is it when Mario had his no shirt on?
Oh, absolutely. You know I wanted to... What did you say earlier? Tickle your titties?
Tickle my nips.
Tickle your nips, that's right.
Yep.
It's when Mario he's like on water, but he's running across the water because he has a little propeller pushing him along. Just like he would do in Super Mario Sunshine, which was my main Mario game I played as a kid. So that one has a lot of nostalgia for me. So I saw that and literally like had a little giggly like kid laugh. Like no joke at all. I had a giggly kid laugh when I saw that moment.
You had a giggly little kid laugh next to you?
Yes. For me, he was laughing because I don't have fun.
Nice.
Very boring.
Nice.
That was so exciting for me to see that. And you got to see a little bit more of some of the creatures you can take over. There was like a flying squirrel dinosaur thing that you could take over, and you could literally just fly around some of the maps with him. That looked really fun. They also showed off all of the kingdoms that you're going to have, which we've already seen most of them. So the two new ones we hadn't seen before was like a tropical beach-like area, and then a snowy mountain area. The snowy mountain area looks fantastic. It looks super fun. It was like a great, with the weather, you can't see too far ahead of you at any given time. And I'm curious to see kind of how that messes with the platforming elements. Just the more I see this game, the more I'm in love with it, and I just get more and more excited for it. But that photo mode looks awesome.
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't watch any of the Mario stuff because I don't want to spoil it for me. I just want to dive into this game.
And I just ruined so much of it for you.
That's okay. It's okay. I have a very poor imagination, so you were just speaking words, and they were just words in my head, so I didn't even see them.
You're like snow. All right, whatever.
Yep. So, oh, wait, penguin.
Well,
that's what I heard. That was
I don't know. What kind of spoilers are you going to get in a Mario game you're trying to avoid?
No, I mean, but like the cool environments and all the shit you can do. Like,
yeah. Well, at this point, it seems like they have shown every environment.
Yeah.
There was one, I won't spoil this, but like for people who want to see it, look for how the world map works. It's very cool looking, and it's super, like if you thought the New Donk City was kind of like a weird thing to see, like Mario's New Donk City, this one's like, oh, Mario's doing that? That seems un-Mario-like, but it works.
Nice. Keep it vague.
I'm keeping it very vague.
Keep it so vague that like you shouldn't have even mentioned it.
So it was a good event. There wasn't as much as I thought there was going to be, but there was still, I think the biggest news was that...
There was a shit ton of Xenoblade gameplay.
Yeah, there was too much Xenoblade gameplay,
Way
honestly.
too much.
Yeah. That's why it was twice as long as the E3 demo.
Yeah.
So we've pretty much covered everything that happened in the...
Also, Metroid Prime 4 got a release date and a gameplay trailer.
No, it didn't.
You're right.
We won't
see that game for a decade.
Oh, I can't wait for that game. That's going to be so good. They did talk about... Samus Returns a little bit, but it comes out tomorrow.
Tell me how fucking stoked you are for that game.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for that game right now. I never played Metroid 2, so that's one reason why I'm excited for it, is I'm curious to see how Metroid 2 works. So they're doing something similar to Link Between Worlds, in the sense that it is a 2D style game, but the 3D is going to add a lot of depth to it. And I
Literally.
literally, and I really enjoyed how that worked in Breath of the Wild, A Link Between Worlds. Even though I didn't think it would turn out that well, I'm now more excited to see how that works out in a
But
Metroid
to be
game.
clear, this game does not actually have stereoscopic 3D, right?
Yeah, it does.
Does it?
Yeah, it has the 3D effect, yeah.
I thought there were... I feel like
I'm pretty sure it does.
so many of the new games, like I had heard that none of them are even going to have 3D, like because we have the 2DS XL that just came out.
Well, now you're
Like-
putting doubt in me. And let me find this out. So Metroid...
For some reason, I thought so many of the new games coming to 3DS don't actually have 3D in them anymore. And then
That
it's
would-
like, well,
that
why the
would
fuck do we even have a
bum me
3DS
out.
then?
It
don't
wouldn't
know.
be the worst news in the world,
Yeah.
but...
I mean, that's the whole reason why you have a 3DS, so you can look at games in 3D.
Well, here's a picture of the box. And the bottom of the box says... Whoop, it loaded the wrong one. Yeah, it says playable in 2D and 3D mode for ages 7+.
Cool.
So it is going to be in 3D. So
I like
again,
that.
I'm excited to see that. I'm also excited because I, as you know, am very excited to play Metroid Prime, obviously.
Yep.
But I wouldn't be as excited for Metroid Samus Returns after Metroid Prime had come out.
Yep.
So this is kind of like whetting my appetite for Metroid.
And it's also like the swan song to the 3DS.
Yeah, I mean, until we see what else Nintendo announces next year, that could have been on the Switch. But
Nope.
we'll wait for that.
No.
There'll be something. There'll be something. One thing I was surprised, really quickly, just to kind of go back to this direct for a second, I'm surprised they didn't talk about Animal Crossing Mobile. Because Reggie has adamantly said that is coming this year.
I think they want to show, like, they had mentioned that there's going to be some communication or synergy or whatever the fuck you want to call it between the mobile game and the new Animal Crossing game.
Release them
And
simultaneously.
yeah, even if it's not simultaneously, I think they want to be able to talk about them at the same time. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's too early to talk about Animal
announce
Crossing.
Animal
because there's-
Crossing, release the mobile game at that moment, and then kind of have that be like almost like an advertising, like part of the
Well,
marketing.
that or even
for-
just like announce Animal Crossing and be like, there's also this mobile game and this is how they're going to interact, so they can talk about it at the same time. Otherwise, it's just a mobile game and they're like, oh, there's some cool new features coming to it, but we're not going to tell you. And it's too early to talk about Animal Crossing because we have so much already coming out on the Switch that they got to push it. Even if
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ready or if they're, but it would be smart to not release this until early 2018,
yeah.
like maybe even like May or June. So I think they're just holding off on that. Even though they've said that it's coming in 2017, I don't think it's actually coming in 2017 because they're not going to have the Switch version of it to go. Which is fine. I mean, I don't like Animal Crossing anyway, so I don't care if
I
it
like
comes
Animal Crossing,
today
I'm
or
excited for
never, so.
Well, I guess that pretty much covers it for the Direct. But I have a question for you. I have a
Tell me your
subscriber
secrets.
interrogative. How do you feel after this event? Do you feel like this changes your perception of the future of the Switch at all? Like, does it seem brighter now after some of these announcements? Or, because they're, like, I think we've both
Yes.
been positive, but there's definitely been some skepticism.
Yep. Here's what and we just said this earlier, but I'm just excited that we're getting legit third-party support. Mm-hmm. And I think this is something that they needed to do to show that, yeah, we're getting some indie games. We have the Indies events, and there's 100,000 games coming out from all these indie developers. We have Mario and Rabbids, Kingdom Battle. But to see that developers are taking their IPs and games that literally haven't even been released yet, they're planning on bringing it to the Switch, like Wolfenstein 2. Like, yep. I'm very excited that developers are taking it seriously.
Yeah. It seems like Nintendo's also taking it a lot more seriously as well.
Yep.
Like, I found this list of the first year of releases on the Wii U versus what has released in the first 6 months of the Switch.
Yeah.
And the Switch list is outrageously better. And I wanted to kind of run through this because I think this is pretty telling of just how
Run
much
it
better the
down.
Switch is really going. So the launch games for the Wii U were Super Mario Bros. U, Nintendo Land, Sing Party. The other notable games coming out in that year time frame, this is now from November to November of the next year, Game & Wario, Pikmin 3, Super Luigi U, Wonderful 101, The Wind Waker HD, the most important one, Wii Party U, and Mario and Sonic Olympics. That's not a great first year.
But, I mean, in their defense, you know what the Wii U didn't have? Red Joy-Cons. So...
Comparing to just the first 6 months of the Switch, you have 1-2 Switch, which is the king of the Switch right now, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8, ARMS, Splatoon 2, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Pokken Tournament DX, Fire Emblem Warriors, and then Super Mario Odyssey is coming out after that, and then Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That doesn't even count at this point games that have now been given release dates like Skyrim and Doom. It's just doing so much better, and it seems like they've now got a good few years ahead of them as well.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. I am excited that all of these third parties are putting all this hard work into the Switch. I will undoubtedly not buy those games on the Switch, though.
Yeah, I think that's one place we're going to differ. I will buy them on the Switch over PS4.
Those are games that, like, they're big, beefy experiences. I want it to run at the best it can. I've got my PS4 Pro. That's the system I'm going to play those games on. But I'm glad that people have that option, and they're giving them the ability to play it portably.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
see, I don't mind making the sacrifice on how pretty the graphics look if I can still play the same game. If they start doing things where, oh, well, it's only certain levels, or we took this mode out, like we took multiplayer out and it's the single player only, I have a problem with that. But if it is like Doom 100%, it is Wolfenstein 100% those games with some graphical downgrades, I will still buy that version over. Because the gameplay is what's important to me, and I love playing my Switch in bed. I love just laying in bed and playing the Switch. I can do that with a PlayStation and remote play on my Mac. I can still do that, but I'd rather just have it be the system itself. I love the versatility of that, and I will pay, if there's a $10 premium, I'm probably going to pay that $10 premium to get that game. My concern is this, though. On a PlayStation 4, on an Xbox One, you obviously have these gigantic games. And I'm not talking about in terms of like the scale of the game itself. I'm talking about the file size.
Yep.
These games are huge. You can fit a handful of them on a 500 gigabyte console. Actually, they all have terabyte storage now, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So 500 gigs into a terabyte of storage. And you can expand it with a hard drive. You can just kind of plug it in and then just rest it on top of your PlayStation or something like that. On a Switch, you don't really have that option as much. You got to buy SD cards, and that cost more.
Yep.
So, like for a gamer like you and me who likes to download all their games and you don't want to have it on a cartridge, you kind of have to start buying these SD cards. If you want a 256 XD card, which is half that of the smallest PlayStation 4 and the smallest Xbox One, it's $200 extra.
No.
They're $200. Did they lower the price of those recently?
Oh no, yeah. I saw 128 for like $30 over the weekend.
I'm talking about a 256.
Yeah.
The 128 is $30, but it jumps up in price significantly after that.
Let me go to the Slick Deals app.
Go to Slick Deals. Let me know what it says.
Take a look at micro SD cards. Okay, 64 gig for $25. 200 gigs for $47.99. 32 for $20. 128 for $40.
Are these micro SD?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
On Amazon, it was always like $200 for a 256.
256 Samsung Evo Plus.
Yep, that's
for
the one.
$90.
Really? Okay.
At Best Buy.
So they're coming down. That's good then. But that's still a lot more than getting.
That's when you go digital only. That's something like that's a cost you figure in, especially on a portable console.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's something that if you plan on downloading digitally, you buy on day one.
Mm-hmm.
Like with our 3DSs, we had SD cards ready to go. By the way, that was a stupid feature to have to like unscrew the back and unclip it up in order to put an SD card in. Stupid.
You don't have to do it once. The Switch does it great. You just lift up the kickstand and it's there.
Yeah.
It's not a kickstand. It's an SD card holder.
So yeah, it's just something you plan for.
I just think that it's a higher cost. That's all. If you want to get a 500 gigabyte hard drive for your PlayStation or Xbox, it is a fraction of that price.
Yeah.
It's a lot less.
Yeah, that's why they're better.
You can get many terabytes of storage for the same price as the 256 gigabyte
yeah.
SD card.
That's why I do most of my gaming on the PS4 Pro.
Yeah. Some people
I'm
are
just
laughing.
kidding. That's not why.
That's the only reason why, is you like to have terabytes of storage. Do you even download that many games? I delete games after I'm done with them.
Yeah, I like having things on my console as an option if on a whim I'm just like, you know what, maybe I do want to go back and play blank. And I don't have to wait for it to download. So when I got my 1 terabyte hard drive with my PS4 Pro, I was like, all right, I'm just going to go through my purchase list and just download everything. Well, that filled up real quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So now I just have what I like most on there. But yeah, I download as much as I can. And now I'm still at the point where, oh man, something new's coming out. Gotta delete something big. That digital is the future, though.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Do we have any other interrogatives?
Not that I know of. That's the only one that I kind of came up with off the top of my head.
Well, Dan, that's a short episode this week.
Yeah, it was.
Only 51 minutes.
I think it's because we hadn't played any games, or at least I didn't play any games.
Yeah, if you would have played a game, you irresponsible motherfucker.
If I wasn't doing homework and was playing video games like you're supposed to.
Oh my god, what kind of homework do you even have? Throwing up in a bucket?
Surprisingly large amount, actually.
Gross.
Yeah.
That's why we all go to school when we graduate high school. So we don't have to come back to it later when we realize school sucks.
I'm loving it. Not that that's related to video
know.
games at all, but I'm having a good time with it, actually. But
Good.
yeah.
I'm glad.
Cool.
Hey, thanks everybody for listening this week. Tune in to our show maybe next week. I don't know.
What do you mean, I don't know? There's going to be an episode next week.
I don't know. What if there's not?
I mean,
What if-
North Korea could just attack us.
What if you decide, oh man, you know what? I think I like school more than this.
That's not
Or
going to
if I
happen.
decide, you know what? We could record this, or I could go play Destiny. I don't know.
That's a grim future.
We're occasionally weekly.
But
we haven't
we've done
promised
this every
anything.
week.
Almost every week. There was 1 week where we postponed an entire week.
That is true. But other than that, you've been pretty good about it.
I'm pretty good about it. My name is
true.
Chad Michael Ennis. That little jelly bean is Holden DePardo.
I can't even say my own name.
Say it and then say mine too, so we're equal.
Okay. My name is Chad Michael Ennis, and with my partner here, Holden DePardo.
Nice.
There we go. Mm-hmm.
You got that wrong, though.
Did I? Wait, am
Yeah.
I Holden?
No, you got it wrong. We're not partners. We're heterosexual life mates.
My mom's in the room. We can't admit to anything.
Oh, man. Tune in whenever. Listen to us. Have fun. Like, subscribe. Eat pie.
Eat, love,
Bye,
pray.
everybody. Eat, love, pray. Julie Roberts. #blessed.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.